Hi, I'm Kara Schuler. I'm the developmental editor for SilvergrainClassics magazine. Last year about this time, I got to test out some new developer tabs from Tetenal for black and white film. And this year, I get to test out a prototype developer tab for color film, C41 chemistry. I'm really excited. But obviously, I need to shoot some films first before I can develop anything, so that's what I'm out to do today. I want to tell you which cameras I'm going to be using today. I've become very, very attached to a Minolta Autocord. I even wrote about it, as you can see right here. But I'm not only going to shoot medium format, I'm also going to shoot with a super cute little camera, the Rollei 35S. So first thing I have to do is pull out and lock the lens. Then I have to choose, let's see, I'm going to take 1/25 second. Now I can see here on this light meter that the orange needle is not lining up with the white thing. So in that case, I have to choose a different f-stop. And that's real easy. You just rotate it until the two arrows line up. And I'm ready. The Autocord also has a built-in light meter, and it's reading about a 12. So I'm gonna set here with these little dials on the front. I can set, also 125 here, and a 5.6, and then I'm set. What did I say?
I forgot.
Me too. This elk leather strap from Eddycam is really fantastic. It's so comfortable. I just don't even notice that I'm carrying a camera. So, we're back at the Silvergrain studio, and actually it's 3 weeks later. We had a lot to do in the meantime. We were over at the Leica headquarters in Wetzlar for the launch of the new M6 camera, which was pretty exciting. But one of the other things that we did while we were doing workshops there was I had the chance to talk to the head chemist of Tetenal. And so I got some interesting background information that I thought I'd share with you before we start the actual test. Now, one of the interesting things about these tablets is that they were super popular in the 1990s, especially with photojournalists. They would take them, for instance, to sports events in the stadium. When they would finish their roll of film, they'd go to the stadium bathroom and actually develop their films in the bathroom. And then they had a little mini scanner. They would scan the films and send it in by a wire transfer. And it was just as fast as what you do with digital today, which I thought was a really interesting background in these tablets. So it used to be a really big product for Tetenal. Now, these new tablets, they are very much based on the old tablets. You can see the new packaging here. They're based on the old tablets, but there are some interesting differences. Tetenal did have to use slightly different chemicals this time around. And one of the main reasons is actually because of the new environmental protection laws. So we're actually pretty happy about that the tablets today are more environmentally conscious than the ones in the 90s were. Another thing that's interesting is that the glue that's used to keep the tablets, well, tablet-shaped, that was something that was a little bit difficult for them because, you know, it has to be able to stand humidity and temperature differences, but also it can interfere with the development. So I guess that was one of the things that they had to experiment around a little bit with before they got it right. So one of the advantages of these tablets, just like the black and white developer tablets that we tested before, is their enormously long shelf life. I think I said in the last video that our editor-in-chief, Mavan, he had some of these tablets from 20 years ago, and he tried them out, and they still worked perfectly. And talking to the chemist from Tetenal, he said that, yeah, sometimes the tablets might change color if they have been stored for a really long time, but that's about all really that will happen to them, and they'll still work perfectly. So yeah, that's one of the great things about these tablets, especially for people who don't develop all the time, and they maybe develop 1 or 2 rolls at a time. This is a great way to always know that you can have fresh developer chemistry available to you whenever you want to use it. I'm not going to use a stabilizer today. A stabilizer would give the film actual archival quality if you're really concerned about colors fading over time or something like that. You can buy an extra stabilizer, but I'm not going to do that today. Another thing you can do if you want to would be to use photo flow or just some water with a drop of dish soap in it, actually. And that will make sure that your negatives never have a problem with getting any sort of bacteria growth or anything like that, fungal growth on them, and they also won't get water spots. Okay, but that's enough about the historical context and what we're not going to do. Let's talk about what we are going to do today, which is test these new developer tabs. Yeah, I did shoot 2 different formats of film while I was out, but today we're going to concentrate on the 35mm film on camera. I'll do the medium format development a little bit later. Oh, by the way, this is a really cute box from our friends at Analogheld. You can reuse them. Totally recommend it. Lots of fun. But yeah, getting on to Tetenal, we're going to be using the Jobo automatic CPE developer today, but you can actually do this in your bathroom if you want to. You can do a hand development with these tabs. It's no problem. But since we have a fully equipped lab, I thought it would be nice to use the lab equipment today. So let's get the tablets out and see what we have. Oh, I should say that this is going to come with a nifty QR code, and that will actually take you to the Tetenal website where you can then see all the instructions for using the tablets. So that's pretty nifty.
They obviously don't have that up yet because this is just a prototype, but that's how that will work eventually. So here we have the tabs. We have the developer tab, which looks like this, and then we have the bleach fix, which comes in part A and part B, which looks like that. So yeah, there's one more tab than there was in the black and white process. So let's get right to it. I've assembled all my equipment. I don't actually need this nifty little thermometer yet because this is nice and heated, and all we need is some hot water to dissolve the tablet. I did put on some gloves, as you can see. I've got hot water, 150 milliliters here, which goes with the amount I need for the Jobo tank that we'll be using. And now I'm going to put on my very fashionable lab glasses. Oh boy, yeah, you know, just fashion statements abounding here today. Pour the water into my magnetic stirrer. I like using these little things. And then you know, I've had this problem with these little packets from Tetenal before. I'm going to have to tell them about this, that they tend to rip rather than opening, so I'm just going to rip it open. Right, and then you just drop the tablet into there, and if you're lucky like I am, then you can just turn on your magnetic stirrer, and it won't work.
This thing here.
That thing has to be turned on. Well, you know, it's nice to have little things to play with, but then you actually have to turn on all the dials and knobs that you can't see from the back. But here we go. Now it is stirring itself and dissolving, and we'll be back in just a second when we have some actual ready developer. Okay, so this tablet dissolved a lot quicker than the Parvofin tablets. It's been like probably about 60 seconds and it's fully dissolved. So I'm just going to turn this off and take it out and pour it into a plastic container. Please always be sure to use things that you can't get confused with your kitchen containers. I've marked this dev. So just pour it into here, trying not to get the magnet into there at the same time. Oop. Oop, there it comes. All right. And now I will get ready to mix up our bleach fix. Okay, so now I'm going to dissolve the bleach fix tablets. I already have 150 milliliters of warm water in there. I'll start with tablet A. Let's see if this one's going to open up any better. Good. Nope, that one's not opening either, so I'll just rip it off. And there we go. Start it up. This time with the knob turned so it actually works. I'm going to put tablet B in there in just a second, but because it's only 150 milliliters, I didn't want the two tabs are fairly large, so I didn't want them bouncing against each other. Well, it looks like that first tablet is mostly dissolved, so I'm just going to plop the other one in there. It probably would have been okay to put both of them at the same time, but you know, I wanted to minimize splashing and getting things jammed up in there. And that one opened right up. That was nice. Maybe it was better that I didn't put both in at the same time the first time. Okay, so it looks like everything is dissolved. Also looks like the normal C41 solution like we're used to seeing. So I'm just going to fill it into our container that we have here, also clearly marked for bleach fix, actually, bleach fix, whatever. Yeah, C41 is a standardized process, but you could also use this for And now I dumped the magnetic thing in there. Oh well, I'll fish it out later. But you could also adapt this for push or pull processing if you wanted to. So here we are in the lab. We've preheated the water to 37 degrees Celsius, and the film is loaded into the magnetic Jobo drum. So now the next thing you have to do is obviously take the top off the drum. Very difficult to pour anything in with the top on. So I have my developer here that we mixed up before. So what's important about this, I'm going to have to set the canister down because when you start pouring you already have to start the timer. So I'm going to set the drum down, and as soon as I start to pour I'm going to start the timer, and we're going to be timing for 4 minutes. The original recommendation was 3:15, but we had some inside information from the chemist at Tetenal to try 4 minutes, so that's what we're going to do. Stick it on here and start the motor. 4 minutes. So we're coming up to the 4-minute mark. I'm going to set the timer, take it out, and then pour the developer back into the developer jar. I'm going to use a stop bath. This is not absolutely necessary, but it does extend the life of your bleach fix. But yeah, you don't have to if you don't want to. Here is the stop bath. Putting the top back on. Now I'll just rotate this once or twice. Make sure we got the film covered. Right, so now we don't have to be hectic about anything else. I'm just going to pour out the stop bath. Okay, so now it's time to fix. So I've set the clock back to 0, and we're going to go by the 4+6 rule that was recommended to us from Tetenal, which means I need 6 minutes of bleach fix. Get that out of the bath. Oh, that's not going to fit. There we go. That will work much better. And on it goes. The timing for that one isn't quite as critical. That's why I didn't make sure to start the timer immediately when I started pouring. So the nice thing about the bleach fix is it's really impossible to overdo it according to Tetenal, so you don't have to be too fussy about, oh, I have to get it out at exactly 6 minutes. We're just coming up to 6 minutes now, so that's fine. I'll just stop the timer and stop the motor. Pour the fix back into the fix bottle. So now I need to rinse. I'm just going to rinse this out 6 times approximately. Just with, this is plain water here. I'm using pre-warmed water. You don't have to, but it's kind of the, if you want to be super secure about it, then you don't stress the film material too much. Okay, rinse number 1. There we go. And again. So, 6 washes, it's the moment of truth. Let's hope there's something on there, not that I messed it up. Oh, pictures, yay, looks good. Oh, I'm excited to see these. Okay, and into the drying cabinet it goes. Exciting. So obviously the tablets did what they were supposed to do. That was great. They were easy to use. I pretty much expected that after having already tested the Parvofin black and white developer tabs. That video you can also see in our channel. But this E41 chemistry, I think it's a fantastic addition to the tools that we have to use as film photographers, and I'm really happy that Tetenal is bringing out new products like this. Yeah, it was really cool to get to test the prototype here, but they will be bringing that out on the market. I don't know exactly when, but we do have a lot of very inside contacts at Tetenal, let me say that. So you can definitely keep up with what's happening with Tetenal on our blog, SilvergrainClassics.com. And let me just say that there may be other products coming out. I don't want to mention any specific names, but we know that they have recently moved their factory and they have a lot of stuff in the works. It's pretty exciting. So we usually get prototypes and news very quickly from them, so please do stay tuned. And also, my results from the development today, I'm going to be also looking at the medium format results as well as the 35mm, going a little bit in depth into the scans and yeah, comparing really what I thought, giving some more background on the company, what's going on with them, and an article in our magazine, SilvergrainClassics, which is only in printed form. And that'll be coming out in December 2022. You can order it on our website, SilvergrainClassics.com, and we are even going to give you, because you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, we're going to give you a discount code. So if you want to order the magazine, that would be great. Then you can find out a little bit more about the specific results from this development. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks for watching.